Hey everybody, welcome to the final episode of the Retro Review Show here on the Movie Dogs channel. I want to thank everybody who's ever taken time out of their schedule to watch this show. Debuted 5 years ago. I feel like it was time to do something different for this channel, and I felt like I had too many shows going on, so I might as well condense that review show and the Retro Review Show into one, and it's going to be called the Movie Dogs Show. It'll debut next year. I just want to give also a shout out to my buddy Paul. Things going a little rough for him right now. Getting sick, and hope everything's going good for him now. Can't wait to get him back on the channel and let's just bark about movies. So, brother, you're in my prayers. I love you. Love your family. Hope everything goes well, gets better for you, and I can't wait to start being able to talk movies again with you. Also, folks, real quickly, be sure to give that thumbs up and share this video. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel. Helps out immensely. Gives more of a wide range for this video and any of the videos. Check out all the videos. One thing I'm going to say about this show, and address this to Paul, is that one of my favorite things I did on this channel was the countdown to The Force Awakens. And it was a big thing for us, brand new Star Wars movie, and like at the time I think 13 years or something like that, the last time. I'm not really positively sure. But, it was really fun. And to do that show, we had a house to ourselves. Paul's mom let us use her house that she hadn't moved in yet, so we had a studio room to use to showcase all my Star Wars collection, my movie posters that were behind us and stuff, and it was just really cool. And since then, my poster is now complete. My Star Wars collection is complete now when it comes to the posters. So that video's on this channel too, so you check that out. But again, I felt that it's time for a change, and I wanted to end this show with a review on Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, which I did a video early this year in January, a few weeks after I had seen the film, and I wanted to wait till my kids got a chance to watch, because I didn't feel right. I don't know if I was forcing myself to do the review or not. But I wanted my kids' opinion, and it was mixed. They were like, it was okay. My daughter liked it very much. I heard that when she said she watched it and everything, she was really excited when Kylo Ren, spoiler alert, joined forces with Rey. And it dawned on me, is like, regardless if I like this film or not, Star Wars now belongs to this generation. Belongs to these kids that are out there watching these movies for the first time in theaters with this sequel trilogy. And I do feel that it's something that we need to stop and think, is that, us that are in our, mid to late 40s and 50s and 60s, we got to understand is that, yes, that original trilogy was, lightning captured in a bottle. I understand now that Star Wars doesn't belong to me no more. Never really did belong to me and my generation. But it's time to let these kids have fun with it. They got a whole bunch of new stuff coming out. As Disney just did their little showcase a few days back to show what Lucasfilm is going to be presenting us. And The Mandalorian is, I think, a great show. And but I will have to say that sadly, I don't know if the sequel trilogy is going to be regarded at all over the years, like now how the prequel trilogy is. I mean, the one thing that did come out of this that was really positive, that the prequel trilogy is now looked back upon and seems to be revered, with the exception of Episode 2. But I have to say that it was The Rise of Skywalker, you could tell was as all the troubles that they had is that it was kind of, a lot of scenes just didn't gel well. It just seems like they were a lot of reshoots and just it was like a Frankenstein movie. Not to say that there was enjoyable parts, because there was scenes that were very enjoyable. The ranting behind with Rey and Poe, but there was a lot of things that would make you lead to think this or that is going to happen, but it doesn't happen. You know, the thing I hate about J.J. Abrams' filmmaking, and I do like his filmmaking, I do like the movies that he's done. Super 8, I think, is the best film he's ever made. But he does this, we don't need to explain type of scenario. When it came to Luke's lightsaber in Force Awakens, we were never given an explanation on how that got. We just, it's called a just because scenario, is what a lot of people call it. This, and the thing goes with Emperor Palpatine showing up in this film. Just because. He's there, just because. I do think that they missed out on having Matt Smith stay as the villain. He was originally hired to be the villain in this film, or if not the heavy. And he, they replaced him with the actor that played Palpatine in all the other previous films. And I do think that, nothing against Ian McKellen, no, not Ian McKellen, but Ian McDermott. I'm sorry, flatlining on the names here, but he didn't fit in this film. He was forced in this. A lot of people are saying Lando was forced in this. No, Lando was not forced in it. Lando was always supposed to be in Episode 9. Colin Trevorrow's script said so. And if anybody believes that was Colin Trevorrow's script, Kathleen Kennedy really missed out on a really great script. But it just, the movie didn't, I said, there's enjoyable parts to it, but the movie just didn't gel well. It just, you know, like I said, it's a Frankenstein film. And you can tell that, you know, granted J.J. Abrams was probably, it was put in the last minute, and he didn't have a lot of time to prep this film to the way he wanted it, possibly, the way he had time when it came to Force Awakens. And then, of course, you know, they were trying to do some fan control when it came to The Last Jedi, which, you know, you'll watch if you want to watch my review on that film. I mean, I didn't bother me. There's some things it did, but as a film as a whole, just didn't bother me. Again, I'm going to have to say that, like everybody else says, Kathleen Kennedy needs to just move on away from Lucasfilm and start doing something else. Just be a producer. She's not a good studio head. I do think that really to blame is Bob Iger, who's the CEO of Disney, or was. He's kind of co-chairing right now. I mean, granted, yeah, he's had a lot of success with Disney, but when it comes to the handling of Lucasfilm and Star Wars, he has really dropped the ball. He should have used Lucas's manuscript, and he really should have not betrayed Lucas. He even said so in his book that what he did. You know, it's in print, so, and he wrote it himself. That and then pushing all these Star Wars movies one year after another. You know, there should be always a 3-year gap in between the Star Wars film. Plain and simple. And they literally, and the actors Daisy Ridley and John Boyega have all come out and said, no, they really didn't have a plan. And that come out to be true. They did not have a plan. And you know, and then that's disheartening because Lucas had a map set out, and you don't follow that map, you'll go off course, and you can eventually crash into something that's not, you know, where nothing can be recovered. So, and it's sad that that happened. J.J. Abrams, you know, he should have. He said, he was quoted as saying, well, it was already done this way, and, you know, I can't, you know, you're J.J. Abrams, you have a lot of pull in Hollywood. You even had Bad Robot's name in the credits of this film, you know, next to Lucasfilm as a production. You could have done something. You could have said, I want to go with what George is doing, and that's the right way to do it. I mean, they're doing some good and everything when it comes to the TV shows on Disney Plus. So hopefully that will help re-energize Star Wars and kind of get it back on track. But again, when it comes to this movie, there's some memorable scenes. You know, seeing Carrie Fisher's scenes, which were scenes that were taken from deleted scenes from Force Awakens, and kind of inserted her into the movie, I think was very flawless. It was It was done very well, and it was a good tribute. Also to have her name at the top of the cast credits in this film for her final film appearance, and it was bittersweet to see those scenes. The scenes that they showed Luke training Leia, that was pretty good. You know, they did some deep fake scenes out of that, and it turned out pretty good for me. Like I said, there were some scenes that, you know, that made it worth its while. There's always going to be the question of what happened with Palpatine. Why did he come back? And him coming back kind of defeats the purpose of Episode 6 with Anakin throwing him into that down that shaft, and Luke redeeming his father being redeemed through Luke, kind of throws that in the wrench. But another scene that I think really helped, that really, you know, got me, was where Rey was back on the island, and that planet, and where Luke had been staying, and she was going to hide out there like Luke did. And Luke's Force Ghost shows up, talks her into going back to stop Palpatine after she found out that she's Palpatine's granddaughter, which is whole other mess all of its own, but continuity mess. But to see Luke raise the X-Wing out of the water was, you know, a good throwback to Empire Strikes Back, knowing that Luke's powers just fully manifested, and I think it kind of redeemed Luke a little bit when it comes to the audience's eyes, you know, because of The Last Jedi. A lot of people, especially Mark Hamill, didn't like the way Luke was portrayed, which is understandably so. But again, Mark Hamill's performance was still, I think, wonderful in The Last Jedi. He really shined in that movie. But I do have to say, when it comes to a lot of the plot lines, you know, and the character development, it did fall flat. We didn't get the full development of what we wanted to see these characters. Finn and Poe. I mean, we were given Poe's origins in this comic book, Shattered Empire, which came out before Force Awakens, to set up the new continuity for these new movies in the new universe. Finn, we never really got to know where he came from and why he suddenly snapped out of his trance or something as a stormtrooper. And Rey, in the most part, was made too powerful. I'll agree with that. I mean, Denny O'Neil, who used to edit Batman and write Batman, said this about Superman. He says, when you have a character that can blow out a star just like that, how do you write for him? And that's the way that I kind of felt with Rey. She was way too powerful. She never should have been that powerful or known how to use her powers right away. And it made her kind of a one-dimensional character. But I have to say, with all credits to Daisy Ridley, she made the character likable at the same time. And that goes a lot for Daisy Ridley's ability as an actress. And I do say Daisy Ridley is very likable, very pretty. So all that combination together and everything, she did round Rey out to be a decent character. But other than that, I mean, there was a lot of things that just didn't. A lot of opened up. It seemed to open up more plot holes than it did close. But there was some really, as I said, there was more memorable scenes, like where Chewbacca finally got a medal at the end, and just wonderful little tidbits here and there. But I'm going to have to give the film a rating of 3 paws. That's the best I can do. That's being nice. As I said, it's not the worst film. I still think that title stays true to Episode 2. And will stay to Episode 2. But I do have to say, again, folks, don't take my word on it. Especially you young kids, if you do watch this channel. Or to anybody who has kids. Don't listen to us critics. We just give our opinions. That's all it's for. And you take it from there. When I see my kids, especially my youngest, watched this, I see a lot of positive. It did have a positive female lead, and that was a good thing. There needs to be more of that in this world. You know, there is story of redemption, which people do have the right to be redeemed in some way, depending on how bad they may have screwed over other people in the world. But I do think that for the most part, I do think Star Wars can be redeemed. I don't think these sequel trilogies has ruined it to the point where it can never come back. I do understand a lot of the fandom menace out there, their viewpoints on these new Star Wars movies. I do think that the best Star Wars movie to come out of Disney's acquisition of Lucasfilm has been Rogue One, which is a great film. Even that had trouble. But again, folks, I give it 3 paws. That's going to be my my final staple on this. I don't know if I'll ever talk about the Star Wars movies again. Maybe Solo or Rogue One on the new show. But when it comes down to it, that is my final say on the matter when it comes to the sequel trilogy and to the Skywalker saga, as it's now called, when it comes to all 9 episodes. Now, if Lucas comes back and says, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make it all the way up to episode 12, and I'll use my stories that they make use, and we'll make new movies. Okay, maybe he'll sink me into that. But the guy's got to live to be 100 and everything in order to get that trilogy made. But again, folks, I just want to thank everybody for watching the Retro Review Show, for watching the Movie Dogs. Again, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, share this video, leave a comment on what you think is your favorite Star Wars film, or what was your favorite part of The Rise of Skywalker. So just give me your opinions. I'm interested in knowing. So if you can, leave a comment down below. Again, folks, I just want to thank everybody for watching. And again, I hope you guys do take a chance to watch the new show that'll be debuting next year, along with a new season of physical media format. I do, again, want to thank everybody. Can't thank you enough as I babble on here at the end. It's almost like I don't want it to end, but it has to end. Well, folks, that again has been the Retro Review Show. Thanks again for watching. Please keep watching, and may the Force be with you always.